course you're gonna get those reactions, but you ain't got the game. The game is to lay what you lay down first.
Yes.
It starts with me. I'm gonna lay it down first, right? And then she's gonna be able to observe it, and then she's gonna relinquish
Mm-hmm.
and be like, okay, I trust you.
Mm-hmm.
Right? The reason why that because bras don't trust. They don't
Most
trust.
definitely.
They don't trust no men.
And they don't trust a lot because, like I said earlier, you men are always showing up to be one thing, and then they're not that. And if you show up and say you one thing, I'm trying to tell you, if you want a woman not to change, like she may go through some stuff, right? But when she know that she know that she know that you just ain't that important at the end of the day, and she feel like she done gave up, and she think that you just gonna accept anything,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
then you gonna keep getting played with,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
If you keep accepting it and you say, bro, didn't I tell you this and this, and that ain't who I am, but then you keep accepting it, she gonna keep playing with you, and it's gonna be like that, and that's what you're gonna get out of that one. Everyone that you bring in like that, and then that's who you show up to be, that's what you're gonna get, and you're gonna have problems. But at the gate, if she know that you ain't that, see, I told you guys before, if he showed up to be who he was, and he kept showing me that's who he was, right? And that's how you get this out of another woman.
That's
When she
powerful.
know you not playing, right? And she know from the gate, he don't care how fine you are. Let me put it out there. Your sex and whatever you looking for out of a woman that's going to keep you accepting that mess, right? That's what she gonna keep doing. But if no matter what, how you show up to be, no matter what it is you like about this person, that she could get to stepping, right? If you show up like that and you mean it, right? If you mean that, before you give up your manhood, she can go, right? If you that serious about your manhood, she gonna be straight. Now it ain't gonna mean she ain't gonna show up all the time, right? That you ain't gonna you still gonna have to teach her. But as far as your manhood, girl, that ain't going nowhere. You can go before my manhood go. And if you maintain that, she gonna respect you. But the moment you show up and give her anything other than who you said you were, it's a done deal. Cause she gonna keep playing with you, cause she gonna know you don't mean what you said.
Mm.
It's just period like that. And I know because I've had those relationships. Couldn't nobody else tell me nothing, right? Because they showed up being something else, whether they lied, whether they whatever it was. The moment you show up to be something else is the moment they lose all respect for you, and they're gonna treat you like everybody else. But if you maintain, as hard as it could be, as much as you could really like or love somebody, if you put your manhood first, she will respect you all the way through. Even if she go,
Yeah.
even if she leaves, she gonna come back, right? But you can't be a whiny man, like they said, the keep sweat man. You can't be that. You got to stand. It ain't gonna say you ain't gonna be hurt or devastated or disappointed. You gonna get that. But you got to be a man. Your manhood got to mean everything to you, even if it means losing her. You got to trust the Most High that much, right? You got to trust him that even if that is not the one, he gonna bring somebody that's gonna listen to you and do what you say. Why? Because you're teaching love. You're teaching her respect. You're teaching her manhood, because she don't know what manhood looks like, right? So you have to teach her that. But remember, you got to be willing to sacrifice yourself, your feelings, your emotions, what you want, what you looking for. You got to sacrifice that, because you have to teach her what it looks like. And you got to teach her to love herself, because she don't love herself. She don't know what that is, right? Because we think loving ourselves is what somebody else gives us, right?
Mm.
We think loving ourselves is affection. We think loving ourselves is getting this all the time. We think that's what loving ourselves is. We think loving ourselves is how somebody else shows us affection, but it's not. right? And so then we have to teach that, right? And it's difficult and it's going to take a minute, right? Everybody's different. Some people will fight, some people won't. Some people, it might be a month, 3 weeks, a year, 2 years, 5 years, but it's up to you. Remember, you can't quit, because if you put yourself in it, you got to know what comes with the territory. Because if you don't, then you gonna lose, right? And you're gonna keep losing, and you're gonna keep complaining, and you're gonna keep blaming it on the woman when it's you. If God put you over somebody, then you have to know what comes with the territory. You got to know, if you were a black woman, you got to know the baggage that we carry, the things that we've been through. Just like black men, it ain't no difference. It ain't no difference. And while you rehabilitating yourself, she needs rehabilitation too, right? And you got to be there for each other, but not in an emotional way, right? In an informational way, in raising us up with that remnant mind. And that's going to take the same time you learning, it's going to take her the same, right? And you have to be open. And I would just advise that maybe, if you don't have nobody, take this time out a little while to just get it down yourself, to just allow yourself to learn some understanding. First, to learn yourself and what it's taking you to learn and get it right, so that you can have that same empathy for her, where you can sacrifice your time because you know how much it's going to take for her to get it. And that's important. If you want this, and I'm telling you, it works. And if you want a woman to really listen to your words, right, to listen to you, and not just to sit and listen to you and let it go through one ear and out the other, but really listen to you and do what you say, because she trusts you, right? Because she knows that you are building her, right? And not just trying to tear her down and own her, right? Because we don't own nobody. We belong to the Most High. He owns us, right? So if we look at it like we're building each other up in the Most High, right? And giving each other what is really powerful within ourselves and building us up in our own empowerment, then they will look at it a lot different, right? And we need that as a people. We need that so bad. Just like how you need the Most High, she need that. She don't feel like there's nobody, no man out there. We all feel like we all lost, right? We feel like it's over. We feel like, there's no way for us, and we just feel lost. And all we need to do is be found. All they need to know is that there are real men out there, that there are real remnant men out there, honest, with integrity, character, and all that stuff. But most important, they are of the Most High, right? And that's who's most important to you. When he told me, my life is not about you, you just benefit off of who I am, I couldn't say nothing in the beginning, because I am benefiting off who he is, and I continue to. But as I'm built up, and I was built up in being that remnant woman, then I can also say, yes, you benefit off me too, right? You built me, and you benefit off what you created, right?
No way.